Hi guys! Today we are in the city Saragossa. It is one of the 5 largest cities in Spain. My name is Tatiana Zappa. Let's go discover the city with me! Saragossa is the capital of northeastern region Aragon in Spain. Overlooking the Ebro River in the city center is baroque basilica Nuestra Señora del Pilar, a famous pilgrimage site with a shrine to the Virgin Mary and multiple domes. The province of Aragon is the birthplace of the great Spanish artist Francisco Goya. He was born 44 kilometers from Zaragoza in a small village. Church of Santa Engracia. The main facade dates back to the early 16th century, was completely renovated in the 19th century, located next to Paseo de la Independencia. This monument to the victims of the pandemic was erected in May 2021. Paseo de la Independencia, one of the main arteries of the city. It starts at Plaza de España and ends in Plaza de Paraíso. The name of the street is associated with the War of Independence, early 19th century. During the war, the city withstood several sieges against the French invasion and was completely destroyed. The civilian population took an active part in the defense of the city. Plaza de España. In the center of the square there is a monument, Monumento a los Mártires. The memorial is dedicated to all of the martyrs of the city of Saragossa since the 4th century, who died fighting for the city. The monument was opened in 1904. There is a tourist information office at the corner of Plaza de España and Calle del Coso. You can get information about Aragon. And this building is a shopping center for industrial and agricultural purposes, was built in the first half of the 16th century and reconstructed in the 20th century. Calle de Alfonso I, named after the King of Aragon and Pamplona. This street leads directly to the center Plaza de Pilar. Basilica de Nuestra Señora del Pilar. This basilica is cathedral and is dedicated to Our Lady of Mary. The cathedral was built in the baroque style between 1681 and 1872. The church has a long facade overlooking the Pilar Square. The domes and vaults are painted with frescoes by Francisco Goya. The cathedral building has a length of more than 130 meters. The Pilar Square stretched beyond these dimensions and occupied the neighboring buildings. This part of the square is dedicated to the discovery of America. Sculpture Bola del Mundo, a globe with the outlines of the continents, and then the Fuente de la Hispanidad, fontaine and pond with the outlines of Central and South America. The fountain was built to honor Spanish culture and the Spanish language. Another part of Pilar Square is dedicated to art. There are museums, the City Hall and the huge monument Francisco Goya. City Hall construction began in 1946 and completed in 1965. A fantasy abandoned by the mind gives rise to monsters, but together with it, it is the mother of arts. These words of the great artist are carved in stone at the entrance to his monument, Monumento of Francisco de Goya. Catedral del Salvador de Saragossa. The cathedral was started in the 12th century, changed and reconstructed many times, and was completed in 1704. Over its long history, the construction has absorbed a mixture of architectural styles, from Romanesque and Gothic to Baroque. It is an old 15th century stone bridge over the Ebro River. Murallas Romanas de Zaragoza. These are remains of a Roman defensive wall from the 1st–3rd century. The length of the wall reached about 3,000 meters and consists of about 120 defensive towers. Nearby is the monument Monumento de Cesar Augusto. Plaza San Felipe is surrounded by buildings of various eras and styles, from the Middle Ages to the Baroque and Renaissance. Museo Pablo Gargallo, a Renaissance building with works of art about 20th century Spanish sculptor Pablo Gargallo. Iglesia de San Felipe y Santiago el Menor, church of the 17th–18th centuries, was built in the Baroque style. This park is located in the Plaza de los Sitios. In the middle of the park there is a monument, Monumento a los Sitios de Saragossa. It was opened in 1908 to commemorate the 1st century of the French siege of Saragossa, architect Agustin Carol. Next to the park is the Art Museum. The building was built in 1908. The museum has unique collections from the lower Paleolithic to the modern era and includes archaeology, visual arts, ethnology, and Iberian ceramics. The museum has a hall dedicated to Goya with graphic works by the artist. This is a cultural center with exhibitions founded by CaixaBank. Aljeferia Palace is a fortified medieval palace built in the second half of the 11th century. It was the seat of the Banu dynasty. The palace is a prime example of the wealth of the Taifa of Saragossa. Currently it is a museum and part of the premises occupied by the original parliament of the autonomous community of Aragon. Parque Grande José Antonio Labardeta. This park was opened in 1929 and 81 years it was called Parque Primo de Rivera or simply Parque Grande. But in 2010 the Saragossa City Council renamed it after the singer and politician José Antonio Labardeta.